guys, so I'm back with my first Halloween tutorial of 2017. So I love Halloween. It's just so much fun to play and to actually really stretch your makeup abilities and creativity. So I came up with an idea for Halloween this year, and it's actually pretty simple, but I think it's a really cute idea. So I'm going to be Prince today. Rest in peace. So I've always been a fan of Prince since I was a kid. I remember him being like on stage at the MTV Music Awards or Video Music Awards, and he had on like the buttless pants. I remember all that stuff, and I could have sworn someone told me that he's part Filipino, maybe not on his mom's side, but I'm gonna claim him for my team. And I'm gonna do a male makeup, but I'm also going to show you how to, if you want to make this kind of like a cuter version for Prince, I'll show you how to do that version too. So the first one is going to be like a male makeup. Second one is going to be the cuter sexy girl makeup. So no makeup on right now. The cool thing about Prince is that he's definitely a dude, but he wore makeup and it was cool. So I'm definitely going to be wearing makeup today, and I'm going to try to make my face look as much of his as possible. But it's pretty much an easy tutorial because it's a simple eyeliner and then some like kind of beard stuff going on. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put on a headband because I will be wearing a wig, and this is going to be helping my blonde hair not poke out because the wig isn't the greatest, and this will help hide some of my hair. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a tinted moisturizer. This is from number 7. It's the City Light Tinted Moisturizer. This is just to kind of give my skin some even coverage. I don't believe that Prince had on full coverage foundation. He just probably had a little bit of something. I'm not even going to correct him under my eyes because he didn't have like a flawless under eye concealer or anything like that. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is go in and set that with a foundation powder. This is Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation in G60. I'm just going to take a kabuki brush and do this very quickly. So he's kind of close to my skin tone, so I'm not going to alter my skin tone at all. I'm going to go with my brown skin, Filipino skin. And this is all the foundation I'm going to wear. So this is actually a great everyday kind of foundation too. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and move on. So I have my inspiration pictures of him from Purple Rain, that era. So I'm going to start off by doing my eyebrows, just as if I was doing my regular makeup. So he didn't have like a beat brow. It was kind of a little bit bushy. It wasn't perfectly straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony because it's dark, and he did have black hair. And I'm going to thicken up my shape, make it a little bushy and a little bit of a not so arched, but a little bit straight. So this already changes kind of like the look of my face. It's starting to get a little bit more defined, I guess. So you can take your spoolie if you want, if you feel like you went overboard, and just kind of brush through. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is go in with a darker color for the brows, and I'm going to use my dark ebony liner from Graftobian. So this is more of a deeper black brown. Same brush, and then I'm going to create more hair-like strokes on top because it's going to look more realistic when I have kind of like two tones. One is going to look more like a shadowy fill-in, and this one's going to look like defined hair. I'm going to brush through this and erase anything that I don't want. Alright, as you can see, I didn't put a lot of effort into these brows. I just wanted them to look bigger and darker, not necessarily symmetrical. And I like doing more of a straight shape because I think it kind of looks more masculine. So I didn't like try to arch them or anything. Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and do the eyeliner. So he definitely has a larger eye than me, more round, and he had a kind of smoky eyeliner going on. So my eye shape, it's flat and a teeny bit like monolid, like it kind of scoops over. So I need to make the eyeliner a little bit bigger so that actually shows up on me. So I'm going to take my black pencil by Graftobian, and I'm going to go ahead and do a thick line because you see when I open my eyes it disappears. And so I'm going to draw it higher so you can see it, and then also draw like a round shape and extend it a little past my own eye so that way it makes my eye look bigger. So it's like a little moon shape. And then on the other side, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to smudge this out. So then I'm going to go ahead and take a pencil brush and a little bit of black eyeshadow. I'm going to use my Mayron palette today. And just a little bit of black eyeshadow. Just to kind of smoke out that line so it's not so harsh. And I'm just going to smudge it out a little bit. So my eyes are starting to look kind of bigger already. So now what I'm going to do is to make them even larger looking and make the whites of my eyes look bigger. I'm going to take a lighter pencil and I'm going to rim it in my waterline. And this is from Rimmel. It's one of their kohl pencils. So this is going right in my waterline. Okay. And that's going to make my eyes look bigger, but I'm not using white because it's going to be too stark of a contrast on my tan skin tone. So then we'll go back in with a black pencil. And now I noticed he definitely had a lower lash line black eyeliner, but he didn't go all the way into the inside. He left the inner third kind of bare. And that's probably also so it doesn't close off his eye completely. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to this outer line. So that way it makes my eye look bigger. And then I'm going to do the liner just up to this point. So do you see how I left that part bare in the front? Okay, that's like super easy, right? So I'm just going to smudge that just a little bit with a little bit of black again in my pencil brush. And lightly smudge it. So this might seem crazy, but I am going to put a little bit of an eyelash on. These are very natural. These are the 747 or 007 short. This is what I carry in my kit, and I put it like on all of my brows because it's so natural. The reason being is because he definitely has a little mascara on, and I can see his lashes in the picture, but he doesn't have a fake big old lash on. So since my lashes are invisible, I need a little bit of lash coming through, and this is also going to make my eye look bigger. So I picked a pretty natural style. Alright, I'm going to put on some mascara just to blend those in. I'm just going to blend it into my real lashes, into the falsies. So now I'm going to move on to my contour. So Prince has a definitely square jaw, which is pretty masculine, typical jaw shape. I have more of a rounded oval, so I want to make more angles. So to do that I have to contour. So first I'm going to take a cream contour. This is MAC Richly Honed Pro Sculpting Cream. And I'm literally going to draw the shape that I want. A little cut right here and a little cut right here. And that way it kind of comes to more of a point. And then I want my jaw to be more angular. So I'm going to extend it and kind of cut into the soft part of my face. So do you see how it's kind of creating more of an angle? Same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it out. So now my chin, it definitely appears kind of more sculpted. So now I'm going to kind of contour around the sides of my face too to give myself more of like, kind of like angles. So I'm just going to take, this is my Laura Geller Shade and Sculpt. I chose this one because it's a cooler toned powder, so it's not going to look like a bronze contour. It's going to more look like a shadowy contour, which is what I want. So I'm going to start by going in and kind of creating a little square right here and then blending out the edges. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush, if you're wondering. Alright, do you see how my face is just kind of starting to look more angular, less round? And then I'm going to definitely hit the cheekbone area. So a male contour is actually when you take it all the way up and do this whole portion right here, like that, as opposed to just cutting right here. So this whole thing I'm going to darken up, and you can see how it's going to shape my face. Do you see the difference? This is starting to look more angular and this is kind of rounded out. So it might seem like this is looking dirty, but that's good because we're going to also put a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow over this area. So we are okay with it looking a little bit dirty right there. Alright, so I'm going to get a teeny bit more definition by taking the cream contour and lightly kind of redefining those lines. Alright, so everything is blended. I also want to blend the nose because his nose is different. Mine's kind of like more up like this. His is a little flatter. And his nostrils are a little wider and smaller like that. This is what his nose looks like compared to mine. See, mine's kind of a little bit more like round and bulby. And his is kind of more flat like that. So a couple of things I'm going to do is I'm going to shape in the sides right here. So I'm going to take that contour again, that cream contour color. And I'm going to get the sides. This is the Bed 9 Neutralizer Cream Crayon in Mellow Yellow. And I'm just going to highlight this part of the nose right here. Just like over the nostril and kind of just blend it. And then I'm going to contour a little bit under the nose right here. So it looks like my nose kind of goes down more like that versus kind of showing everything. Alright, so now what I'm going to work on is the lips. So his lips are definitely a little fuller than mine. So it's like the same shape up and down, but it's like wider right here. So I'm going to take a brown lip pencil. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a neutral color lip pencil and help blend that line in. So I did notice that it looks like he is wearing some lipstick in his pictures, and it's more of like a reddish tone, more like a really big kind of fruit punch look. So I'm just going to take this lipstick called Fire by City Color Be Matte Lipstick. I don't want it to be shiny because I don't want it to be like over the top, but I'm definitely going to tint the lips and make it more red. Okay, so it's just kind of like a little bit of a redder tone. And I wanted to get the lips on first. Usually I do the lips last. The reason is because I'm going to start doing facial hair. Alright, so now the facial hair. This is when it gets a little bit trickier. So you don't want to make it look like you try to draw a beard, and you want to make it look as realistic as possible. So if you look at facial hair, it's like a combination of lines as well as little dots where the hair follicles are. So he has a little mustache, kind of like a triangular mustache that ends here, and then the rest of it is kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow. So let's go ahead and start with the mustache. So I'm going to take an angled brush again, same one, and I'm going to first start with my lighter color, which is Dip Brow, Pomade, and Ebony. And I'm going to do really small hair-like strokes, almost as if I'm doing an eyebrow. But first I'm going to create the shape that I want. So his kind of starts, I'm just making a little dot so I could see right under the nose. And then it goes down at a steep angle and ends right there. And then it's going to go down at a steep angle and end right here. And it goes right above the lip. So that's kind of like our outline. Now I'm going to go in with very small hair-like strokes. Okay, so we have some hair-like strokes, but to make it look more realistic than just like you drew in hair, I'm taking a really pointed eyeliner brush. This is from e.l.f. And I'm taking the darker color, the Dark Ebony by Graftobian liner, and I'm making tiny little hair follicle dots amongst those little hairs. So this is going to give it a little bit more definition too, more kind of depth. So I'm just dotting these little hair-like strokes. Alright, so to help tone that down, just go ahead and take that same wedge sponge and a little bit of translucent powder again and go over it. Now what I like to do is this little tool makes your 5 o'clock shadow and your hair growth look more realistic. Take a stipple sponge, and I'm going to take a little bit of a dark brownish black and go over the whole thing again. So I'm going to take now the stipple sponge, and I'm going to create the 5 o'clock shadow everywhere except this little center part of his chin because he didn't have it there. So it's going to be here and here. So that's why it's okay to have this darkness here, because you're going to cover it. So I'm going to dip that in my brow pomade, and I'm going to go ahead and create the outline. Alright, right? And just to kind of give it a little bit more of that gray bearded look, I'm going to go in with a taupe eyeshadow. This one right here. Kind of got a gray undertone. And then I'm going to lightly apply that and stipple it on top to take away, you know, the super extra dotted effect and also create that shadow. Okay guys, so I have the 5 o'clock shadow, the little mustache, liner, contour, brows, lips. So now you're going to go ahead and put on your outfit. So all I really did was, I didn't want to buy a Prince outfit because I was trying to be cheap. So I went on Amazon and I bought a white ruffly shirt. And then you can either do like a purple blazer, or I bought a purple vest because it's cheaper. And then a Prince wig, which is just really like a curly black wig. So I'm going to throw those on and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have on the wig and a white ruffly shirt and a purple vest. I think you could totally get that in Prince. A blazer would have been better, but it still works. So they can't forget one last thing, which was he had a mole on his face. So I have to put it on the side that the hair doesn't come down. So it's going to go right here. I'm just taking my black eyeliner and creating a little dark spot right here. Okay, that mole right there. And you are Prince. So the wig is, you know, it could probably be tamed a little bit, but I think you get the idea. And it's a really fun look. It's super easy and I like it. So this is my Prince look if you're really trying to be a little bit more accurate. But I'm also going to show you what I would probably do if I was going to be trying to be cute Prince. So I have on the top and the vest, but I would totally just wear this with black pants and black boots, and then you could call it a day. So let's go ahead and do the cute girl version of this. So let's get into the cute version. I'm going to pull my wig back. I am going to take this makeup off really quickly. So this is It Miracle Water. Just got this. It's a 3-in-1 glow tonic, makeup remover, micellar cleanser. And I tried it just before this when I practiced this look. And it works super good. It doesn't leave any residue. So I'm just taking some on a cotton pad, and just going to take this off. So that works pretty good because I'm just going to pretty much start over, but I don't have to take everything off. So what I'm going to do is take some tissue and I'm going to stick it in my collar because I don't want to get makeup on there. So this is a trick that you guys can do if you're ever doing anybody with a high color, especially guys with their like white collared shirts. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Beat foundation. So I'm going to take my NARS Sure Glow. Alright, so this is going to be just kind of like a regular makeup, but like a really smoky, sexy version of it. So I'm just going to redo it and we'll do a voiceover and make it go really quick. Okay, so I'm applying my foundation for a more kind of beat coverage. This is a glam look. Using my flat top brush from Sedona Lace Vortex collection. Correcting with a little bend eye corrector crayon and highlighting with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and NC30. So I definitely am going for the traditional 2000s makeup. The other version was more male rock 80s. So blend everything together, and I'm going to actually bake with this NYX yellow powder because I want it to catch my fallout from the smoky eye since I did my face first. So I'm using that same Mayron palette and I'm putting a brown crease transition, and then that same graftobian black pencil. This is going to be my base for my smoky eye. So I'm applying it on the lid, and then make sure to blend those edges out because if you don't, it's going to be really hard to get a nice smooth transition. And after that, you're going to put on your black eyeshadow. So to help this blend really good too, you can put a darker brown in the crease with my Sedona Lace Vortex Universal Blender. This also helps to blend out the dark lid. So now I'm setting all of that with some black eyeshadow, and I'm also kind of packing it on to intensify it. So really quick smoky eye. I really was not trying to do, the most because you can do this look really easily and quick, and I had to go to work, so I had to get it done. So now I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. This darker brown definitely goes well with the black wig, and it's not too dark, it's like a step down from black, so it's perfect for black hair. And I do a more defined brow look with this. I didn't go too dark with it though, like too opaque though, because I still don't really like a very blocked out brow. And then I'm just going to really quickly conceal under the brow with this jumbo pencil. It's much quicker to do that than taking like a concealer and a separate brush and all that. Set that with like a cream colored eyeshadow to set it and make sure it locks it in. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some Pixie white gold pigment because I felt like the look was a little too matte. I like to mix my textures on my eyeshadow. And this is more of like a little shimmer action compared to the matte lid. So pop on some lashes. These are House of Lashes Noir Fairy. House of Lashes Noir Fairy. And they definitely kick up the look a lot. This is that same nude pencil from Rimmel in my waterline. And then wipe away the fallout. And as you can see, no black eyeshadow. So that's a good thing about doing a little loose powder under the eye. Setting underneath with black liner and shadow and applying mascara. So now I'm going to bronze my face to give me some nice color and then go in with my contour, which is a darker matte contour from City Color Cosmetics. I feel like doing the two-step contour bronze process looks really nice and a little bit more blended too. So after that, I'm applying this mauve kind of natural tone blush from Iman. That way it doesn't distract from the smoky eye and the red lip. This is a little bit of extra glitter liner from NYX just to kind of pop up my tear duct. Becca Opal Shimmer highlighter, and then I'm going to contour my nose. So I'm using that same Fire lipstick from City Color Cosmetics. It's a matte shade, so it's going to look really nice and kind of on trend, but definitely I'm applying it way more opaque than I did in the last look where I kind of just dotted it on for a little bit of color. Throw on that mole and you are done. Okay, so this is my drag queen version, aka the girly, sexy version of Prince, which is something probably I would do for Halloween. So it's just a glam smoky eye and the same color, pretty much the same color palette, but just kicked up to a drag queen level, aka Insta Glam. So yeah, this is what I would do for the girly version. So which one do you guys like better? The guy, more realistic, or like this version? So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you're going to be Prince for Halloween, make sure you tag me, #makeitbyrenren. I'd love to see your recreation. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Check out my full post with pictures and products used on makeitbyrenren.com. And I will be back with another Halloween tutorial soon. Until next time, hope you guys have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.